Come around the
Just
back.
get that
So we've
there.
got the smallest chain ring.
Yep.
And now we're releasing the
Which I already
skewer.
did, but
Yep.
we can just.
We've released the
So we
skewer.
just
Yeah.
Okay.
back.
Now you lift it up and you go like that.
And you bang it.
Bang it
You bang it sort of forward.
forward because of this bit here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then you just got to get it off the chain. And sometimes you get dirty fingers doing this.
Yep.
Okay, then you got your wheel.
You.
And you lay this down.
Have a wheel. Get rid of him.
Those things.
You got these?
Yeah, I got one of those. The bike
Okay.
shop gave me one of those.
Show it to the photographer.
Something flat. Fabulous.
So,
With a little.
with a
so with a
ding.
hooky end.
With a hooky end.
So if
I'd
you
use
got
fork.
if you got one that's got a thing on it there, you can hook that under the spokes.
Okay,
So
mine's
you-
more like this, I reckon.
Yeah. So you probably need two.
Okay.
So you get that, you put it under there,
Yep.
and you line it up with the spoke, and you hook it under there.
Oh, okay. So that's
And then you
holding
use
that
this one.
to lever the rest of it.
Bring it over. No, you can do it with flat ones.
Yep.
So when's the last time you pumped it up?
Well, I did pump it up. Like there was a period where I pumped it up, went for a ride, and then the next day I wanted to ride it, and I had to pump it up again.
Okay. So is it like do you have to do it every week, or is it just how long? When was the last time, approximately?
Probably a week ago.
Okay. So
But I haven't tried to ride it since then. I've just been riding it.
so now you
I thought I saw you had
just pull it along like that. You see you do it. Here we go, Clay.
I'm filming.
Would you check to see if there is actually a puncture, or would you just
Yep.
replace it?
I would. So it's been in there so long, it's stuck to
Stuck to
the
the
tyre, but that's okay. It'll come out. Then you just pull it out. Now you find out where the valve is, so don't pull it against the valve.
Okay. So we've got to just go up
Yep.
to the valve.
Yeah.
Will I be able to go past this little?
Yeah, just take that out now.
Wait.
So you sort of do it like this. If you're on the side of the road and you have to fix it, you sit down or squat and you sort of do it like that. And once you've got all this out, you can just push that off. Lift it up.
Okay.
And push that back and pull it out. That's it. Okay. So now you've got the tube out. You might have a spare tube, or you might have to
Repair.
repair it. But whatever you do, you still got to check to find out what's making it leak.
Oh, okay.
So you might have a bit of
So-
glass. So you guys don't need glasses, but I do. See, that's a hole.
Yeah, so
So I look
something
in
might
there.
have gone through
So
that.
there's the bit of glass. So you push it down, you can see a bit of brown glass in there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it might not be it. You might just
Maybe
be a
it's fallen
stitching.
out, but it looks like something would have pierced that. Hey?
Yeah, so that's what you're looking for. Anything like that. And then what you do, without cutting yourself, you put your fingers inside. And if you can
just see
feel
if it's
something
still in
rough
there.
or sharp, that's the spot.
And if you don't feel anything, but you see something like
Then
that,
you're
then
going to put
maybe
it back. Then you're
it's,
going to put a new tube. Yeah, it's
it's
probably
pierced it
gone.
but fallen out.
Yeah. And when you're doing this, you start where the tube was.
Where the-
So you
this
know
bit
that
was,
you've been
yeah.
around the whole thing. So there's that again. But that was probably it, but it looks like it's gone. Okay. So then you got the tube and you got to put some air in it. So depending on what sort of pump you got, have you got a little pump or?
I've got a big one.
Okay, well let's use this since it's easy.
Very fancy one.
It was his birthday present, I think.
Oh,
Birthday,
Yeah.
Father's Day.
Birthday. Because Tyler wanted me to take
Tyler.
the class.
No, we wanted it in Bustleton. We had to give it to you in May
Right.
so that you could have it for the Ironman,
So
but your birthday was June.
So you just put a couple of pumps into it, so it's
got air in it.
yeah.
by something, yep.
So let's say you put a mark there, right? So you got a cross. Then out of your puncture kit, you get a bit of that,
Yep.
or sandpaper. It's just to roughen it up. So you've let the air out, and you've got your mark there. You've got to just roughen the surface up a little bit.
To make it more adhesive.
Yeah. So you can still see the cross.
Yep.
And you get it dry. I'd suggest you get these. These are really easy to use
Okay.
because that's so small.
That's your little bit of
That's your
sandpaper to
sandpaper.
rough it up.
Yep. And then you get these.
Yeah, see, I could just put this in my backpack.
Yeah.
Then. I used to have one of those little pumps, but Mum threw it out. It's very rude.
Like that.
Yeah.
So we'll put one on just so. So you just peel this off,
Just one patch.
one patch, and you try not to get your fingers all over it because where you put your fingers it won't stick so well.
Mm-hmm.
Just on the edge. And then you line it up so the cross is in the middle. And you just put it down. And that's done.
And that's it.
That's it.
Ooh.
Undo the valve a little bit. Put a fraction of air in it. Like that.
It's got a long spoke.
Mm.
Yeah, so you can get them in different lengths. So this is longer than you need, but it won't hurt. Okay, now this is the important bit. So you've got to get the tube in. So you poke it in there like that.
Yep.
Push that aside,
Get it in the hole.
put it in there, and then you've got to get the tyre over it. Now that's got a bit too much air, so you let a bit out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've got that in.
Mm-hmm.
Now you run it round.
You just like poke it in.
And you want it on like the inside of the wheel there.
Well, it's
Just
It's
needs to be
on-
inside the tyre.
where you've got the tyre out, so
Mm.
you just drop it in.
And you just need to make sure it's not twisted, I suppose.
Yeah. The most important thing is not pinching it when you're putting the tyre back, and that's the hardest thing
Yep.
because it just stuffs your tube up
Yeah.
instantly.
What do you mean pinching it?
So you, when
So-
you put
Between
this
the
back
metal.
in, yeah,
So when-
between the edge of the
When,
tyre.
when that
Ah, yeah,
goes on the
gotcha.
inner
You don't want
side
a
of
bit
the
of the
rim,
tube.
if
Gotcha.
the tube's between it,
Yeah.
and you start pumping out, it'll go.
Yeah.
So you got it in there. You start at the valve.
Mm-hmm.
So put that in there. You probably push it up a little bit to make sure
The tube's
the
not
tube's
in it.
back in there, and just work it in there. And there's, the more you can do with your fingers, the better. So there's. See. What you want to do is make sure there's sort of a line. See that line there?
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure that's the same all the way around. Otherwise, it's going to be wobbly.
Okay.
They tend to centre pretty well themselves, but then you give it a spin.
If it wasn't,
If it's not right, then you let a bit of air out. And what I normally do, let a bit of air out, and I just go around and work it so it's nice and loose.
Yeah.
And if you really if it was brand new, and you couldn't get it to be nice and smooth, sometimes I'll put a bit of soapy water in there, so it's so when you pump it up, it slips into the right place.
Okay.
You don't need to do that when you're just fixing a puncture generally. So I do that just. And that, when you're doing this, you can make sure there's no tube under there, so it's
just double check.
Yeah. Okay. Now. So now you've got to give it a spin, and you look to see if it's nice and central, and that is.
That's pretty good.
So if it's not, sometimes it'll go boom, boom, boom. There'll be a high spot and a low spot, and that means it's not bedded in properly.
So then you would repeat what you just.
Yeah, you just go and try to make sure that the line's the same all the way around, and sometimes if you just pump it up generally, slowly it'll pop. It'll just go pop into place.
Okay.
So that's pretty good. Yep. You got to get that between the two chains.
In there?
Yep. And sometimes you got to pull this out.
Oh yeah, down.
So like that. And see you're on the brakes there, so that's
Oh yeah.
get it between the brakes. You're pretty close. Now you can see by there you've got to pull it this way a bit.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and just loosen that off again. So now I would say from where you are, you just make sure you might want to loosen this off a little bit. And you just make sure it sits in. So you're sitting on the hub there.
Oh yeah, okay.
So you just
So we
gotta
need to
get
get
it
it in
over a
that
little
little bit.
Yeah.
We need to pull.
It's just a matter of getting it to line up.
Oh, that's it. Hang on.
Yep. So now you just pull it back.
Do you have to pull it back quite hard? Or do you pull it from those things?
You just pull it back like that. That's about it.
So it doesn't sit in like the back bit?
No,
Yeah?
see those screws there?
Oh,
They're
okay.
for adjusting. Not all bikes have those, but they're for adjusting where you want the axle.
Okay, gotcha.
And then you've got to get in the middle of the brakes.
Okay.
See the gap there versus the gap there?
Yeah.
It's got to go this way a little bit because those brakes are going to rub. So try to push that over.
So you push it that side and then tighten the other.
Well, tightening is going to be even. It's not going to be one side or the other, but you just it's about the angle. See, like that
Okay.
versus that. So you get it in the middle, and then do it up, and so you just pull it over. So that's too hard. So you take it off a little bit, turn this one back a little bit, and like that.
Gotcha.
And then you try your gears and see if it works.
Oh.